The sheep pens of Ballinrobe may lack the glamour of the fashion ramp or the jumping arena, but for one brief moment this week they became part of the little-known world of the globetrotting, jet-setting sheep shearer. And believe it or not, such a world does exist. These are the men who can shear up to 400 sheep a day at the rate of 1 a minute. And for that tiny handful of top professionals, jumping on a jumbo to head for the sheep runs of New Zealand or Norway is all part of a day's work. Scotsman Tom Wilson has no equal. He's a world champion who's in demand almost all year round. And in Ballinrobe, he was helping teach our top shearers how to do it better, faster and more stylishly.
To me, it's a sport, and I do competitions every week, nearly every week, and our training period is our work, our everyday work, and we're getting paid for it, so it's a great job for me.
Our national flock may be nowhere near Australia's several hundred million sheep or New Zealand's 60 million, but we do have about 3 million sheep which need shearing each year. The annual clip is worth between 7 and 8 million pounds, and both the value of the crop and our international reputation depends on the skills of our sheep shearers.
Well, we're hoping that it would improve our standard of shearing in this country and improve the domestic shearing along with the competition shearing, and both would help the industry as a whole.
And what about winning world championships?
Well, that's I'd say in the long finger at the moment, but hopefully in time we will move up nearer to the top ranking shearers.
Top international shearers can easily clip a ewe in less than a minute, and Seamus Brannick set something of a record by shearing 385 sheep in 9 hours in Mayo in 1975. Armed with high-speed power shears, the younger Irish champions can do the job in less than 55 seconds. But we are still a long way from producing a world champion.
What do we gain by learning how to shear sheep better or faster?
By improving your technique, you're going to take all the hard work out of it. Your work's not going to be any, people say it's terrible, sweaty, laborious work. But if you get your method right and get your gear right, it's enjoyable.
For most of the younger set, the challenge is in doing the job well, and believe it or believe it not, many actually claim to enjoy the work.
I suppose it's something like going for a pint. So it's just in your blood, I think. Most of the lads will tell you the same thing.
Now, going for a pint, Michael, with all due respects, is a far more attractive proposition than going in there and handling a greasy, troublesome, difficult sheep.
Well, if you talk to a man that wants to go for a pint, there's nothing that'll stop him from going for that pint. Whereas the same thing with the shearing, there's nothing will stop you from shearing the sheep. It's like you'll make the time for the shearing.
And you're saying to me you actually enjoy the shearing itself?
Oh, I do. I enjoy it immensely.
In spite of the dirt and the grease and the heat and the noise and the speed with which you work?
Well, a drop of hot water will take off all the grease and the dirt in a few minutes.
According to Tom Wilson, many Irish shearers could actually make it onto the international scene. But he warns that while the life has its jet-set attractions, it's not going to make anybody a millionaire.
It's not extraordinary to me, but to the ordinary man in the street it'd be fairly extraordinary. We're shearing in the UK from May till August, and then we do a contract in Norway in the slaughterhouse from middle of August till middle of November, and then I'll go off to New Zealand and do shearing over there and a lot of competition work over there. Then it's back to this country again in April, and then that's it, back around again. There are odd times we go to America or Falkland Islands or, in between.
This week's course has been organised by the Sheep Shearers Association, the Agricultural Institute and the RDS with the help of a well-known farm products company. And it's generally agreed that it's this kind of training session which is essential if we're ever to leave our mark on the world sheep shearing stage.
I was very impressed with this man here.
What did he do?
We showed them in just a little over the 50 seconds. Just a little over.
It's a kind of a natural, Paddy. I mean, shearing sheep at this speed. What's the advantage of it all?
Every advantage. Every advantage.
Ireland has only a handful of professional shearers, men who can earn up to £300 a day in the short clipping season. But increasingly they're being urged to get out and make their mark on the international scene.
You spend a lot of money on airfares and travel, but you can put a wee bit by too.
Would you make 20,000, 25,000 a year?
No, it wouldn't be anywhere near that.
Well, what would it be?
It'd probably be around the 15,000 mark.
And it's still worth your while to do this?
I don't know yet. I like the job that much and the travelling and everything, I'll just stick to it.
You actually like sheep shearing? I mean, it looks disgusting, revolting, awful.
Yeah, it probably looks that way, but to me it's a sport. And I do competitions every week, nearly every week, and our training period is our work, our everyday work, and we're getting paid for it. So it's a great job for me.